I rewatched The Lost Boys recently. Not going to do a full review of it, but it's still fun, although it's a weird adult version of The Goonies that tonally would appeal more to kids despite its R rating. And it's always interesting to watch a Joel Schumacher film from before he went insane. I only bring this up because this season gave me the opportunity to watch the 2 direct-to-video sequels, Lost Boys: The Tribe and Lost Boys: The Thirst. Guess what? They're both absolutely terrible. The second stars Kiefer Sutherland's half-brother Angus Sutherland, as if that's important, and Corey Feldman returns in a supporting role. Corey Haim also shows up in a nonsensical scene after the end of the actual movie. The third actually rights some wrongs, feeling more like an actual sequel, and thankfully makes Corey Feldman the star, but the writing is atrocious and you won't care much after the first few minutes. Stick with the first film and don't let your curiosity steer you wrong. Now, not all the movies that end up in the reject section are bad necessarily, and that's the case with Chillerama, a tribute to drive-in culture and the movies that played there. It's an anthology film with 4 main components, all helmed by different directors, which is good for an anthology film. You want different voices. Of the 4, I think I have to give Adam Rifkin's first segment the nod as the best of the bunch, because it's pure lunacy and sets the stage for what's to come. There's a joke you'll get after you see it. At first I thought I'd be annoyed by the non-stop barrage of geek pop culture references, but they won me over in no time. The movie is just infectiously charming. I'm avoiding showing much of Chillerama because I don't want to spoil anything and because the imagery is pretty offensive, but in a hilarious way, I think. Definitely seek this one out if you're looking for something way off the beaten path with a wacky sense of humor. I watched it on Shudder, the new horror streaming service which I highly recommend, but it's readily available elsewhere as well. 1982's The Sender is a film I'd never even heard of until Olive Films released it recently on Blu-ray. It's the story of a suicidal young man with somewhat of a Jesus complex, who is sent to a mental institution where Belloc from Raiders of the Lost Ark and Albert Brooks' girlfriend from Modern Romance work. Turns out he's able to project or send his thoughts to others, but usually in the most terrifying ways. I love movies that I know nothing about, which seem to feature a slow burn towards something great, but sometimes slow burn is code for not much happening. Sadly, that's the case here. There's some terrific imagery in the film, but just not enough story to go with it, and the film's big showpiece moment is amazing on paper, but is kind of ruined by some of the facial expressions of the people in the scene, who just look goofy instead of terrified. There's a core of something great in here, but the final result just misses the mark. And I guess it's time to mention that I've watched The Purge Anarchy, or Murder Christmas 2, which is the continuing story of one of the darkest timelines in the history of modern man. It's more of The Purge, which is to say it's a wholly uncomfortable satire of something where America has gone completely bonkers, as our internet comment sections have come to life, and allow mostly rich white men's rights assholes to do whatever the hell they want for one night a year. It's a terrible, terrible universe, and I don't want to spend time in it. That being said, this one is slightly better than the first thanks to its Escape from New York style storyline, as our heroes venture from one predicament to another. And the third act is pretty great in a way that you could totally see the Mad Max universe springing up out of this nonsense. And I can proudly say that if this legitimately happened, I would not stand for it. I would protest from my new home in Canada on Twitter. #StopThePurge.